give me kind of almost like a little stage whisper? Okay?
Sure.
And also, number 2, sorry, I'm gonna throw a lot at you. A little flatter, you don't have to hit any words, don't hit anything. A little flatter, a little less voice.
Okay.
Almost stage whispering.
It wasn't just her imagination. Stephanie Marsh looked back as she walked through the second level of the parking garage.
Okay, excellent. So you hear the difference? Okay, one more little note. Okay, you're telling the story about Stephanie Marsh, right? The storyteller's talking about her. So you're not Stephanie, right? But what you're doing is you're sort of trying to connect to Stephanie. So if I tell you not to push quite so much, do you know what I mean by that? Less voice, less push.
Okay.
In other words, less.
Less. It wasn't just her imagination.
Excellent. A little less, and I'm going to let you go. Even less.
Okay.
Less. Oh, let me ask you this. How does Stephanie feel?
She is nervous and she's a little afraid.
Very good. Now, so you as the storyteller are not nervous, but
Okay.
Stephanie's nervous, right? So
Okay.
you literally don't have to be nervous,
Okay.
even though, okay. So, less voice, go ahead.
It wasn't just her imagination. Stephanie Marsh looked back as she walked through the second level of the parking garage. For
Excellent.
goals.
Much better. Even less voice. Less push.
Okay.
As little, make it as flat as you can make it. Don't emphasize anything. Zip, nothing.
Okay. It wasn't just her imagination.
More stage whispery. Less voice. Less.
It wasn't just her
Well,
imagination.
that's a little too less. But that's all right. I'm going to let you go a little bit. You go ahead. I'm not going to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Right. It wasn't just her
You
imagination.
can give me a little more voice.
It wasn't just her imagination. Stephanie Marsh looked back as she walked through the second level of the parking garage for Gold's Gym. She wasn't alone.
Okay, so let me give you a note now. Look at that line, she wasn't alone.
And we
So,
have
okay.
one last note for her.
One last
Okay,
note?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we'll end here.
Okay.
One of the important things in storytelling is what's called discovery, and that keeps you in the moment, okay? Discovery occurs after just about every piece of punctuation, so from a performance point of view, you use the punctuation to help you discover a new beat, right? A new thought. Look, she wasn't alone, so you want to try to discover that. Right after Gold's Gym, little pause, beat, and then you got to go, you're the storyteller. Oh my God, she wasn't alone. So one more from the beginning, and we'll just see what that sounds like.
Okay. It wasn't just her imagination. Stephanie Marsh looked back as she walked through the second level of the parking garage for Gold's Gym. She wasn't alone. She had been aware of distant footsteps attempting to fall in time with her own, but she had told herself that they were just echoes reverberating off the empty garage's concrete walls. No such luck. There was definitely someone in the shadows behind her. Or was he in front of her? Stay calm, she told herself. It wasn't as if she were one of the gym's perfect tens who were weirdo magnets in their skimpy form-fitting workout wear. But since when did a psycho need a reason to attack a woman at 10 p.m. in an empty parking garage? She was okay, she told herself. Everything would be fine. As long as those security cameras were... Her heart jumped into her throat. Shit. The cameras were in place, but the reassuring red glow of their power lights were nowhere to be seen. She did not break stride as she reached into her purse and gripped the rubber case of her mobile phone. She raised the phone and stared in disbelief at its illuminated screen.
Good, Tatum.
Thank you.
Very good.
That was long form. The rest are shorter forms. So we have Victory Jones, and Victory is doing ADR looping. Meet Phil Stockton, your redirector.